Well, hey, Michael,
Hey Nathan.
again.
Hello
Tw-
again.
24 hours of this of streaming, man. This is wild. Something that I I don't know that I was totally prepared for because I'm getting a little sleepy, dude. But it has been really cool. I like it because we get to check in with all of our people. Like, we're about to check in with Phil Long. And then we've got another a worship leader, Josh Johnson from Tennessee. And Phil Long's in Tacoma. And it's just like we get to check in with all the people around the world that we work with. So I like that part about it, man.
I do like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not like I just see your face all the time. It's I see other people's faces as well. So
You got to mix it up. A little bit of me, then a little bit of Phil and Josh, and then back to me, and then
yeah,
it works.
yeah. There you go. Yeah, scary spice, sporty spice. Get them all.
Which
All
which
just
spice would you be, Nathan? Which
pepper. I don't
pepper spice?
pepper spice. Yeah.
Okay.
I have no idea. I don't know that I've ever been asked that question. I think I've been asked which Backstreet Boy I would be or something like that, which I don't even remember those dudes. Um, red hair guy. Who knows?
The red-haired
Yeah,
guy?
was there one with red hair?
Man, you're asking the wrong guy. I
Dude,
was
don't
full
even
on
play with me. I know you're all about some Backstreet Bizoy. Come on now.
man. 90s alternative rock was where I camped out, and I could care less about what. Other than I will say, Boyz II Men was pretty awesome. So
Well, they're kind of
the,
different. They're different.
those are
Yeah,
my
yeah,
guys.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, I don't know how we got. This is what 24 hours of live streaming will do. We just start
This is
talking
what it
about
does.
Spice Girls and Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Anyway,
In the comment section, which Spice Girl or Backstreet Boy are you?
there you go. If you know their names, that's one up on me. Yes, awesome. So this is the Big Payback. This is an event that Mission Discovery has been invited to for several years. Now we have the time to do it because we're all sitting at home. So we decided we'll go big or go home on this. Go 24 hours long live streaming. It's a 24-hour event, and it's all just to raise funds for different nonprofit organizations. We are Mission Discovery, obviously, so we'd love for you to go visit the Big Payback page, our page on the Big Payback, to just donate, set up a campaign so that you can invite all of your friends to donate as well. Basically, Mission Discovery is dedicated to serving the world, dedicated to bringing teams to communities that are really in need of help. And all of our ministry partners, as you'll see in just a few moments, really depend on our relationship. We've got a long-term relationship with all of our partners, and so it's just this is a big deal because we're not able to serve right now, and some of our donations are kind of flatlining. It's a big deal for Mission Discovery to hit a home run right now, and you can help us do that if you just visit those links and just give and encourage others to give. This is what this event is about, man. So anyway. To celebrate all of that, we're going to go into worship. Josh Johnson from Tennessee is going to lead us into worship, and I've had the pleasure of meeting him one time. Jimmy Rivera really knows him really well. Yeah, we're just excited to have him. And then right after that, we'll come back and then we'll lead into our one of our really good friends, Phil Long, who is in Tacoma, Washington. He's going to give us a check-in from there. Michael, anything else before we go into worship here? Did I forget something?
No, that's great. I think you covered it all. I'm ready.
I forgot to put the our names at the bottom of the screen here, so I just went ahead and did that just for our sake, just in case we forget
Yeah,
who we are amongst the
yeah.
Backstreet Boys and the Spice Girls. All right, so yeah, we'll click over here to Josh Johnson from Tennessee, leading us in some worship.
I have a hope that can't be taken, and I have your spirit here with me. faith that can't be shaken. I have a joy that can't be tamed. I have a hope that can't be taken, no. And I have your spirit here with me. I have a faith that can't be shaken. I have a joy that can't be tamed. Oh, what more could I gain? I will see the Lord. I will see the Lord in the land of the living. And I will see the Lord. I will see the Lord in the land of the living. And I will see the Lord. I will see the Lord. You give us strength to face the battle. You give us life beyond the grave. You give us freedom now forever. You give us all eternity. Oh, what more could I gain? I will see the Lord. I will see the Lord in the land of the living. And I will see the Lord. I will see the Lord in the land of the living. And whoa, I will see the Lord. Whoa, I will see the Lord. And whoa, even in the darkest night, even in the fiercest fight, ever still my soul will cry, I fear no evil. Even when I have no home, even when they throw the stones, ever still my soul will know, I fear no evil. Even in the darkest night, even in the fiercest fight, ever still my soul will cry, I fear no evil. Even when I have no home, even when they throw the stones, ever still my soul will know, I fear no evil. I will see the Lord. I will see the Lord in the land of the living. Yes, I will. I will see the Lord. Oh, I will see the Lord in the land of the living. And whoa, I will see the Lord. Whoa, I will see the Lord. Whoa, I will see the Lord.
Well, hey everybody, welcome in. We are doing a ministry partner check-in. Today we have Phil Long with us. Phil is a pastor out in Tacoma, and Mission Discovery takes teams out to Tacoma to partner with his church, doing ministry alongside their congregation. And so we just wanted to take some time, check in with Phil, see how he's doing, and hear a little bit more about what they have going out in Tacoma. So Phil, welcome in. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks. It's good to be here with you guys.
Yeah, so Phil, we actually, Nathan and I, we met in South Dakota, but you actually ended up moving to Tacoma tell us a little bit about what you got going on in Tacoma. We basically, when you moved to Tacoma, we just kind of like followed you and kind of pestered you until you let us run projects out in Tacoma. So tell us more about what you got going on in Tacoma.
Well, let me just first say, Michael and Nathan, that and all of you at Mission Discovery, anywhere I go, if you want to come along, you can pester me as much as you want, because I think there's a certain quality of churches and groups that you bring along, and I've never had, especially being in Rapid City, I've had groups that I've said, dear God, don't ever bring them back. But that's never been Mission Discovery. Like, you bring the top quality, great representatives of the kingdom. And so you can pester me all you want. Wherever I go, I will always be willing to work with Mission Discovery. The groups that you bring, the caliber, and just the caliber of Mission Discovery itself. I mean, you look at you two. You two are great examples of kingdom workers, and everyone else, everyone that I've met from Mission Discovery, I am high caliber. You are great. So yeah, we moved out here 3 years ago, maybe, and began working with a church that at one point, as many of some of these bigger cities, that was kind of on the suburbs, kind of on the edge of town, and then it's kind of grown up around it, and we've seen it's kind of the community has shifted to more low income, and so the church has struggled to ask the question of how do we integrate into the community? How do we come alongside? And I think that's if we're honest with ourselves, every church should be asking is how do we integrate into the community and let them know that the kingdom of God, the presence of God is here. And so we've just began exploring of what that looks like. Before I got here, they were doing a food bank and able to serve not just families but homeless people. So we've got opportunities to come alongside of some of the homeless people that we have here in Tacoma, but then also come alongside of families that are just in need of kind of, I always talk about, taking that next step, that oftentimes that there's steps in life that we often just need that one hurdle that we have to get over. And so we continue to look at how do we come alongside of families to just get them over that hurdle. And just build partnerships and relationships with the community that we've got. We've quickly adopted an elementary school that's just down the street, and said, look, what can we do to serve you? That we've had volunteers that go over there. We've, I think for 3 years now, we've been doing teacher appreciation, kind of helped out in that to just show the teachers that we care. We provide food boxes for. So we continue to wrestle with some of those questions of being present in the community. And one thing that we're excited that you guys, that we weren't able to do without your help last year was, I almost picked up my camera and moved it, to show you that in our parking lot, we've got, do you remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6? You created 6 garden beds.
Yeah.
And we've been able to, last year we planted cucumbers, zucchini, corn, and all of that because of that, and able to give it out to the community members. We even had this year, you talk about being affected by COVID-19. We had this big launch time that we were going to have people come, community, we're going to grill and have okay, it's going to plant in the garden beds. And well, we couldn't do that because so we've had volunteers come on their own time to come out and get kind of ready. I'm still holding out that we can still do something of that sort of inviting the community in and waiting, but we're kind of stuck between the appropriate time for the community to come together, but then also the planting season that we're going to have to be planting pretty soon. We've had volunteers from the community come in and weed eat it. Kind of no one's there. We've kind of opened it up to people to come in and weed as they can and get ready. But soon, hopefully, we'll be planting. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the kind of what we've been doing of continuing asking the questions of what can we do to come alongside and be a part of the kingdom movement here.
Phil, was awesome. That a community garden that you're talking about, or is that just your church members?
No, we've it's a community garden, so that we've opened up and invited the community. In fact, there's a couple of neighbors that have been asked. One neighbor just moved into the neighborhood and walked by and saw the beds and was asking, I think one of the other pastors that lives right next door to it was asking them, like, so what is this? And they said, well, this is a community garden that, eventually we want to do. And so usually we've wrestled with how do we do this? Even this moving into the second year, do we allow community or members to, I don't want to say rent, but just say, hey, I'm going to take over this bed. But the problem with that is then that they get the bed. And what we want to do is make sure that the food and the produce can be accessible to everybody. And, even a lot of the extra stuff, we take that to our food bank. And we allow, some of, the food bank participants to get fresh produce.
Nice. Very
yeah,
cool.
You and I, we talked about kind of what a project in Tacoma would look like, and we had a bunch of ideas that we were throwing around, and the one that you kind of threw out that I locked into was, you were like, we'd love to use this parking lot space we have in a more creative way, because you weren't really using it for parking or anything, and so you had said we'd love to have some garden beds, and so Mission Discovery, we always kind of jump at the chance to do both physical work and relational work, and so we had it was actually a group from Argyle, Texas, Nathan, that came out, and we built six planting beds, and we actually did have that kind of like community grill out at the end, and you guys even brought out a bouncy house or something. It was a wild time. It was a really good time. But it's great to hear that those beds are continuing to be used. I know we had some dreams of like the next steps and building like trellises for shade grown things and all sorts of ideas. So hopefully we can get back up there and expand on the dream.
That would be wonderful. There's people that come in all the time and asking about, different, what's the next step? And I said, well, there's many opportunities. It's just finding, the help and the assistance to get things done. And so, yeah, we would love to have you guys out again.
Excellent. Let's just talk just a little bit. Sorry, Phil. Let's talk a little bit about your own personal experience with Mission Discovery. I know we met you in South Dakota. We've run projects in Tacoma with you, and then you actually went to Northern Ireland with me on a trip as well. So if you don't mind, just share kind of some of your observations about how great we are.
All right.
Wow. Let me get that script up that you
yeah, there it is.
Over. Michael and Nathan and the rest of okay, I'm trying to think of the questions you had asked.
Here we can start over.
Yeah, let's start that one over.
No, that was good.
I threw you that curveball.
No, I think that's hilarious. I appreciate that.
That was good.
All right. So Phil, we go back quite a few years, starting in South Dakota, and then you and I have been on a project together, and then on to last year when we were in Tacoma, and you were kind of helping us run a project in your hometown with your church. Just if you don't mind, just share maybe like one or two of your favorite stories of Mission Discovery and your interactions with Mission Discovery.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think the one thing that I really do appreciate about Mission Discovery is, there's always you come alongside and you don't, I don't want to say bully, but you don't just have that like savior mentality that you just step into a ministry site. You know, my experience in Rapid City and then now in Tacoma, you don't just step in and say, hey, we're going to do this, whether you like it or not, which I think oftentimes happens in these kind of situations. But you build the relationship that often, you know, when I talk about you guys or even think about mission discovery, like the first thing that comes to my mind is relationship, that you guys invest more in the relationship with your ministry partners. You invest more in the relationship with the people that we are reaching out to, and that's what I admire most about Mission Discovery. That I feel that it's more about relationship, and there's such a powerful. I described it as the ministry of presence. That you just come along and you're willing to sit with people that even in the midst. I think I think back to in Rapid City the times. You know, as you guys both know in Rapid City up at the center, that even if you shut the gates to that center, the children are going to find their way into. And even though, you know, we do a VBS or something and we say, okay, guys, we need to eat lunch and, you know, move on to projects, that oftentimes when I think about Mission Discovery, I think about, you know, I remember sitting and looking or watching these kids that crawled under the fence or went over the fence, and they're sitting and talking with you guys. And even in the midst of doing the project, there's that invitation for the children to come be a part. And where there were times where you could have just said, nope, get out of here. We're doing this. Like you weren't focused on the project, you were focused on the people. And that's what I love. And those are some of my favorite memories of Mission Discovery is the time of sitting with the people. I mean, this last year with Tacoma, the group from Texas, there was, I know we'll keep names, you know, because of, you know, respecting others, but there was a couple of individuals that, you know, in our after school program or the kind of that program that we ran, some of the people like went out of their way to sit with children. And like where they could have been frustrated or getting distracted by all of this other stuff, they were walking with the kids the whole time, willing to give up a lot. And that's what I love. And those are the memories that I remember most, the relationships that were started. I think those were my memories of just the time and being able to sit with. And yeah, I mean, you guys have done, I can't remember when we were talking about, but, you know, you were sharing, Michael, at one point, you know, the engineers just, you know, trying to build one of your memories of build, like the time in Rapid when you built the rock wall, right? And like watching that happen, but yet again, watching those kids come in and, or the I can't think of the word, for the dancing, for the powwows.
What was that word? Why can't we think of that?
Shoot. It was right here, but it just slipped my mind. Anyway, so watching that happen, but even in the midst of that, you saw the relationships forming, and if anything, too, the respect that you have for the cultures that you're coming in with, or even the communities that you're coming in. There's such a high level of respect, and you know that's I think what Jesus did. Is he came into people's lives and relationships and cultures and communities, and he respected them and gave them the ministry of dignity, I think, and saying, hey, we're not better than you, we're just coming alongside. And I again, as one who is facilitating some of those ministry partners, it's always such a blessing to know that when Mission Discovery comes in, that there's a high level of respect and value and relationship in this venture.
Mm-hmm. Was it Arbor?
Yes.
No? Yes, Arbor? The Arbor.
Arbor. Yeah, Arbor.
Yep.
Yes. That was another instance in which I wasn't really listening to what you were saying, but I was trying to think of the word that we were missing.
Arbor.
Nathan, I'm going to need it. So I'm working. I don't know if I told you guys, I'm working on my doctorate, and it's going to be on restorative listening.
Yeah. So you need to have me as a subject.
It is the process of talking about that. Oftentimes, when we enter into relationship or conversation, we get caught up on thinking about responses and not. And
right.
I might have to use you as a test subject.
I'm in, man. Anything for you.
Thank you.
I hear you.
Yes.
I hear what you're saying.
Mm.
Well, everybody, we've been here chatting with Phil Long, who is it is Baptist Church. It's
Calvary.
Okay. Well, everybody, we have been checking in with Pastor Phil Long from Calvary Baptist Church in Tacoma. He's a good friend. We met him in South Dakota, and now he's out in Tacoma, where we actually take groups. I love that this is not live, so that I can do this. All right, so
there's your visual cue. Yeah.
Well, everybody, thanks for joining us during this big payback push. We've been talking with Pastor Phil Long from Calvary Baptist Church in Tacoma. Phil, it's just been great talking with you, catching up. How's your church doing during this time of staying indoors and shelter at home and all that? How have they been doing? Do you have any prayer requests that we could be actively praying for you and with you?
We've been doing good. I mean, adjusted well. I think as many churches have done, and I think one of the prayer requests is that, on Wednesday we kept up our food bank, as you guys got to be a part of last year. We said, hey, we're going to keep doing this because this now more than ever is needed, and so we had to limit our volunteers that were helping, and of course change the way that they're just driving up and we're giving them a box. So I think just the continual safety of the volunteers, that we have to be together, and they're wearing gloves and masks, and but still there's always that chance of contracting it and passing it along, especially as we put the box of food into the cars. So just I think safety and protection during those times, and the continual. It's always amazing that we can have X amount of people come through, and there's always X amount of food that's available. And again, I always think of the fishes and bread that God does provide. So I think just continual provision through this, and probably like every other church is, especially coming out of this, our attention has been turned to what does this look like, and how do we navigate over the next 6 months coming out of this. So I would say those are our prayer requests, and we're doing well.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being with us. Everybody, we're going to continue just throughout the day checking in with our ministry partners, and we've got plenty more coming up, so please stay tuned as we continue the big payback. Thanks for joining us.
Miss you, Phil.
Miss you guys. Thanks for all that you do. We'll see you.
All right. See ya. Well, Michael, it's always so awesome talking to Phil, man. And I know that he's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of yours. We love him so much. Hearing about his ministry in Tacoma, I mean, I've never served with him out there, so that was awesome for me just to be able to hear that. And I know that a lot of people watching may have served with him over in South Dakota and have good memories of Phil, and so it was just really good to connect with him again and get an update. So, man, I think up next, we might roll this thing again for another 30 minutes or something. I mean, I don't know, just depending on what the time looks like, and we got to get in touch with Courtney and see what she's doing right now. So, but I know we do want to get in touch with her and talk about Hold the Children a bit. She's our Hold the Children director. Yep. And so I think let's plan on rolling something right now, and then we'll be back with Courtney. You want to do that?
Sounds great. Yeah.
All right, man. All right, guys, we'll see you in a bit, and just check over the comments, click on those links. Remember, support Mission Discovery. This is honestly the best organization in the world. You don't have to look any further than right here. So don't just go to those links, donate, and invite friends to donate, because in all honesty, man, this is this organization I know has changed my life, Michael's life, and the lives of a lot of people that I know. So. Yeah, good to be with you, Michael. Let's call Courtney real quick. So, all right.